touch upon something else that's going to be on the April 7th ballot, and that is the constitutional amendment to change the way that we select our Chief Justice in this state. For over 126 years, we have done it by way of seniority. And the constitutional amendment asks that if instead that should be placed in the hands of 4 justices, or at least a majority of justices on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Now, I've been, as I said, on the Supreme Court here in Wisconsin for 20 years. I know and have a lot of friends who are justices on Supreme Courts in other states. And I think there are different methods for selecting your Chief Justice, and which method is the best for the state of Wisconsin perhaps can be subject to discussion and might even be debatable. Might even be debatable. But, you know, my former colleague, Janine Geske, used to serve on the Wisconsin Supreme Court with me. She appeared before the Judiciary Committee in January in the legislature when they were deciding whether or not to place this constitutional amendment on the April 7th ballot. And Janine said this: look, it's clear that this is targeted to get rid of Shirley Abraham.
That's right.
Yes. Clear, she said. And Janine went on to say, to change the Constitution, because you don't like the style of an individual person would be a terrible mistake. I'll tell you what's not debatable in my mind. You don't use that sacred document, that Constitution, as a tool for political payback because you don't like a person's decisions.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
The wrong action. You know, candidates like me come and go. They may not be as good as I am. This election really is about you. It's about you and your children and your neighbors and your family and what kind of court system you want for yourselves and for them and for the future of this state.
That's right.
If they can remove Shirley Abrahamson as Chief Justice on April 7th and defeat me, that will change the course of our system of justice in this state for decades. We have tenured.
Yeah.
So if you believe, as I do, that we have to fight to maintain Wisconsin's tradition of a nonpartisan judiciary and keep the agendas of political parties out of these nonpartisan races, if you believe, as I do, that the only role of a justice is to be following the agenda of the Constitution and serving the people of Wisconsin and not following the agenda of a political party's agenda coming from Madison, reform agenda or no reform agenda. We need your help. We need you to put signs up. We need you to write letters to the editor. We need you to contact your friends and your neighbors and your relatives and tell them about the importance of this election. Tell them what's at stake for the state of Wisconsin. So I'm going to ask for not only your vote and not only your support, but we need your help as we march together, hopefully, to victory on April 7th on Wisconsin